Hey guys, how you doing? George Markoski here, Positive Property. Hope you're well. Now, I've got Louis Avros here from Liberty Finance, and Louis is part of our circle of safety, and today we're going to be talking about an interesting subject. What I want to talk about today is, I want to talk about APRA.
APRA.
Yes, a lot of people don't even know what APRA is, but we're going to talk a little bit about APRA. So what is APRA, anyway?
APRA is a regulator of banks, all financial institutions in Australia. So they control what banks do, how they they offer the financial services to customers of Australia.
Yep. And see, APRA, they either pull the handbrake on or put the pedal on, depending on what they want to do when it comes to finance. And what's happened in the last 12 months, APRA have been grabbing the handbrake with both hands and pulling as hard as they can to stop the property market. Because what happened was we had a massive boom in Sydney and Melbourne, which is crazy. And APRA really wanted to slow that down because they were scared it was going to become unaffordable for people. And the last 12 months, if you've been trying to get a loan, it's been impossible or very difficult.
It started us about 2 years ago with the APRA was hitting on banks, on the big four, selling interest-only loans, where customers couldn't principal interest. Principals were not going down at all. Instead, balances were going up, and people were getting into hardship. So that was the beginning of the APRA pushing banks to stop selling these sub products.
Yep. And see, exactly what's been happening recently, this is very interesting, is one, a lot of lenders, because interest-only loans, which is one of our favourite, and if you've heard about our system, we're going to talk about this on our workshop on the 9th, because we're doing a workshop September the 4th, and this is my last workshop before I go overseas to the UK for doing a bit more training and things like that. So next Wednesday night we're doing a workshop at 6:45 at the Lakes. We're still got a handful of free tickets, so click on the link above this or below it to join us. But what's interesting is interest-only loans became very hard to get.
And expensive.
But now ANZ have recently said they're going to do 5 and 10 year interest only.
They're already doing 10-year interest-only loans on the investment.
Yep. And so it's actually becoming easier. But not only that, the one thing I want to talk about is APRA have actually released the lending a little bit, quite a bit, released the handbrake, because before they had a serviceability of 7.5%.
7.5% across the board.
Across the board. But now, what is it?
So it's 5.5% plus a margin that they put on.
Yeah, a small, and only a small, like 25 basis points. Isn't it?
2.5.
Yeah, 2.5, yeah.
2.25 depending on
yeah.
the lender.
So quite a small margin on top. So they're still at the safety factor, but it's making it easier. So, for example, if you're a family earning about $100,000 a year, a typical family, last 12 months, 2 years, you would have hit the financial brick wall. You couldn't get a loan.
Correct.
To get an investment property. Good news is, now you probably can get a loan. The thing is, if you're going to get a loan, you want to do it properly, but now you probably can if you get to talk to the right people.
Exactly. So what I do is I do the full assessment and make sure the interest only is structured correctly.
Yep.
Give you a comparison between P&I and interest only and the benefits long term.
Yeah, exactly. So the thing is, the reason we use interest only is, and if people have known me for a while, you understand that I talk about how to steal back money from the bank ethically, right? Because 25-year loans are a thing of the past. Most people doing our program, the rapid mortgage reduction, using interest only and offset account and credit card, and I'm going to explain that on the 9th next week, is they normally save around about $200,000 on an average loan. Doing interest only.
I've been doing finance since 2003, and I set up different structures to different customers.
Yep.
Where over the years they achieve quite a successful property, portfolio across Australia.
Exactly, and Louis has been great. What I love about Louis, he walks his talk, he talks his talk, and he knows actually what he's doing. And he's getting a lot of our clients over the line, which is excellent, because it's not easy. Even though it's easier now, you still want to get the right interest rate, the right structure, the right loan. It's quite complicated. So if you're going to go to a bank to get a loan, that's just stupidity. Because
you got the banks, they got every bank.
Exactly, because the problem is, what's the chance of you walking to a bank and you guys being the right fit? Very small. However, and that's why, it's like you walking up to the first girl you meet if you're single. What's the chance of you being compatible? So, Louis is like the Tinder of Tinder of banks, right? So what he does, you can swipe left and right, and you get the right date and right match compatibility, right? So that's the way to go. So really, if you're going to get a loan, you really want to talk to a broker or a finance strategist like Louis, who can actually work out your strategy. But not only that, most brokers only look at your first deal. With Louis, he's setting up your second and third deal, because the problem is if you only look at one deal and don't look far ahead, you might snooker yourself, or you might actually stop yourself from getting the next loan. So what we're doing is when we look at your portfolio, we're looking at, okay, how do we get our second and third and fourth property and move towards that, because the structure is going to be different than just getting one loan. You don't want to be a one-trick pony. You want to really look long-term when it comes to this sort of stuff.
And from experience, George, I've done the same as you to my customers.
Yep.
I help people on 1 to 3, 4 properties over the years,
Mm-hmm.
and it was not easy. Educating customers on how to do it, where to find the right property, and I guess that's what you do.
Exactly, and that's the beauty of it. That's what I do in our business. We help people and show them exactly how to do it. So the thing is, when it comes to property investing, you don't want to be a pioneer. I don't know if you remember back in the USA when the Americans first got there, and the pioneers were going west. And what would happen is they were the first people, the pioneers, they're the ones with the arrows in the back and the ones getting shot, you know what I mean? You don't want to be a pioneer, you want to follow someone else that's done it. See, I've been doing this for 20 years. That was the hard way. The easy way is to follow my system and just do it. So I thought I'd explain it to you guys. So look, if you're making $80,000 to $180,000 a year and you hit the financial brick wall, well, good news is we think we can get you over that. And what you need to do is maybe check it out for yourself, come onto our workshop and see what's going on.
And then you can see me and I can
Exactly.
open,
You can open the doors for you. So thank you for watching. Have an excellent Tuesday night. We'll talk soon. Cheers.
Thank you.